All right. Welcome in 402 Fails. It's good to see you.
Good to
This is
see you too.
a nice interview, quick session we're going to have for Ailisha. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm
Okay.
feeling very excited. Yeah, happy to be here. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. My first question, just to kick things off, is why don't you tell me what your Twitch handle is and what kind of content you stream?
Yeah, so I'm fails or four fails if you're typing it out on the keyboard there. I'm a variety streamer. Right now, I've been focusing in on some Minecraft. I've been part of an amazing Minecraft survival server, the Girly Pop server. But outside of Minecraft, I'll do a bunch of like simulation-based games. So you've got City Skylines, The Sims, of course, and then IRL streams as well. So I'm also part of the IRL Creator Club by Twitch. But really, I feel like I'm still finding my footing. So just trying anything and everything and seeing what I enjoy.
How long have you been streaming and what motivated you to get started streaming?
I've been streaming about just over a year, almost a year and a half now. But that being said, I only do about one stream a week, sometimes two. So Saturdays are my days. So I still feel very fresh to it, even though I've been on Twitch as a community member for a little over 7 years now. But what made me want to start doing this was I was a member of a community, Imperial Jedi, another Alicia user, and he would take off Fridays and Saturdays. And there was a good group of people in the community that still wanted to hang out, but didn't really have this space. I was like, well, I may as well throw some community games on and we can all kind of keep hanging out on those days, those evenings. And it's progressed from there, which has been great.
Nice, nice. What were some of the specific challenges that you found yourself encountering when you first started streaming?
I mean, I think for me, it's a lot of sort of the similar challenges that other creators face, which is just feeling ready to hit that go live button. I feel like a lot of people push off starting their streams because they feel like, oh, this graphic I have isn't quite ready yet, or I want to do this one thing, but I have to figure out how it works. And so I'll wait until that is ready and then I'll go. So it's kind of that feeling of like, oh, I don't feel like I'm ready to
Do
start
this yet?
bringing people in. Exactly. Whereas at the end of the day, I mean, especially IRL streamers, all you
There's
need is
no
a
time like the
phone.
present.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
just hit go live and start going. And then also, the other kind of standard fear, which is like, is anyone going to show up? Is anyone going to be here? Are they going to want to tune in and listen to what I have to say or what I'm doing? But again, if you're out there feeling that way, like just hit that go live button. Someone's going to pop in. Even if you have to text one of your friends and be like, "Hey, would you mind just like hanging out with me while we game together?" That will get that momentum rolling. So don't let that kind of stop you.
Yeah, I think one of the hardest barriers to overcome with a lot of early streamers and that I've seen from a lot of people that I think had a quality stream but weren't able to continue was getting past that period of 0 and 1 viewers and 2 viewers and being able to hold on. And you really have to have a goal in mind and passion for it. You know what I mean? Like there's got to be
Yeah.
something, there's got to be a fire in there to be able to get past that because I think especially in the space I'm in as a music streamer, it can be really tough, especially on your ego if you're talented at your craft. But I'm just being
Yeah.
serious for a second. If you're
Yeah,
really
no.
talented at your
Yeah.
craft, but the audience isn't there or the audience isn't
Exactly.
staying there and you have to push through that and yet still keep delivering quality as if it's a room full of people regardless. Like because
Yeah.
you can't afford to, oh, because there's one person in here, I can half-ass it. Because it could go from one person to 30 people in a second. Anything could happen. But
Yeah.
also, there are people who are sometimes lurking that don't announce themselves, that are just trying to see what this is about. And because you didn't deliver, that's the last time they'll ever show up. So it's definitely a tough arena to get past that in the early days.
And I think it's kind of further amplified by the
Hmm.
fact that a lot of people go from being viewers and community members to streamers, and they're used to kind of seeing that
Those
being a
numbers
part of
in
a
those
yeah.
communities, yeah.
Exactly. So when you're not hitting those right away, it's like, oh, what's wrong? Like
What's wrong
I
with
feel
me?
like I have this same energy and the same skills as this other creator.
Yeah.
And it's because you've probably missed their grind from 0 to 1 to
Yeah.
2 to 3 to 30 to 50 and so on. And you kind of forget that everyone kind of goes through that, except there are a few people that
I mean,
just kind of
but they are the
strike gold.
exception, not the rule.
Exactly.
And it can be so easy to laser focus in on those exceptions. I've seen that a lot too, to where people will laser focus in on these improbable success stories and think that should be me, when 98% of the stories are the grind to a point. And a lot of times it's a moderate grind for a long time, and then something pops off. Even for the big names that didn't instantly blow up overnight. Yeah, okay, this person has, 6,000 CCV in the regular streams, but they've been streaming for like 12 years. They've been streaming since when it was just in TV. Like you can't ignore that part either. But a lot of people do miss that part of the process, and it's rough. It does definitely, weed a lot of people out. You already told me in a different answer how you discovered Elisha. So my question is, what made you decide to try Elisha? Same reasoning, or?
Yeah, I think, there was, Imperial Jedi definitely kind of introduced me to the tool, but also to the co-founders, Jelab and Yuba. I was out at TwitchCon EU.
Okay.
And
which one?
They were hosting. This was not the most recent one. It was 2024, I guess would have been.
Oh, I played at that one.
No way, you were there? That's
I was at the last 3 ones, except for this so not at 2025, but 2024, 2023, and 2022.
Yeah, I couldn't get out there this year, but
okay.
I had really just started streaming and went out, and that was where Imperial Jedi had introduced me to those two. And so I started kind of chatting with them, and I was like, hey, listen, I'm at this part in my Twitch career where it's like, hey, I can try anything and everything and see what sticks. And Elisha was one of those tools where I was like, cool, let me see what this does and see if it does have an impact. And of course, those two are really, really great and super nice and welcoming as well. So it's like, listen, these are great people making a great tool, so why not give it a try and see what happens?
And what specifically were you hoping Elisha would help in regards to your stream when you first added it?
I think for me, one of the things I was looking for is to create a very interactive and engaging community. So to kind of have this constant conversation, no matter what I'm doing, whether it's playing a game, walking around Vancouver or Rotterdam or wherever I'm doing an IRL stream at the time, and just have this conversation going. And what I was finding is like 2, 3, 4 hours into stream, I've exhausted myself in coming up with new conversation points and stuff. And so I was really kind of hoping to have Elisha help out those moments, help when I was starting to get stressed or having a bit of anxiety around generating conversation topics. And sure enough, it helped with all of that.
Nice. That reminds me, I mean, it seems a little similar to my thing. I, as a streamer, had a really hard time talking and engaging with chat, especially from a musician standpoint that's not a singer. I don't do too much crowd work professionally. Even as a performer, I'm a horn player. We don't do too much crowd work. That's usually the lead singer, and that's just the way it is. So getting used to constantly talking to the audience and engaging with the audience, even still, I'm not the best at it. Having Elisha there to initiate conversations with me on topics that I already like and care about, or about the music, or just to keep conversations going in chat, because not only was there the disconnect with me not talking, but also there's times where I simply can't talk. It may be 5 to 7 minutes where I'm literally playing. I'm not talking to you and playing the saxophone. So there's just this dead air in the chat, and she definitely alleviates that for me. I see where you're coming from with that, and I think she's a great tool on IRL streams, because if she knows where you are and where you're gonna go, she's gonna be able to give so much feedback or bring up conversations about that, especially if you're venturing somewhere you normally aren't. That's going to be really engaging. That's cool. I guess I could ask you, how does Elisha interact with your chat, and how has the reaction from your community been towards her?
Yeah, so been fine-tuning, constantly how often Elisha is stepping in, conversing with the community. Really, they've become a core part. Now, I run a character called Walking Crumpet. Okay. So that's the username.
All right, since you already said that, you got to add another question into it, and that's, how did you come up with the character of Walking Crumpet? That's on top of this.
So funnily enough, Walking Crumpet was formed. I've got a good friend of mine, Dashery Fails, also streams and uses Alicia as well. And I think I had gifted a couple subs or something, and it had picked up on just Dashery is British, so it was just throwing out some random text and mentioned something about a walking crumpet. And I was like, oh, that's a great username. I want that username. So I immediately made that account. And then it's like, oh, we can turn this into an actual personality. So then I was going through kind of thinking of who do I find entertaining and, what are the characters that I really like watching and interacting with? And those, of course, are, a lot of British comedians, right? So you've got Jimmy Carr, Alan Davis, Sean Locke, just a lot of those sort of like comedy panelists, comedians. And I started just thinking about the personality traits that I liked about them, like their quick wit, their sarcasm, the banter, and just taking all of that and sticking it into Alicia's engine and seeing what it would put out. And again, constantly going back and fine tuning that. And then Crumpet has now become a core part of the community. I think one of the best things is there's a kind of a rite of passage into my channel, which is falling for Walking Crumpet, in the sense of thinking that they are a real person, that there's someone there chatting back with you. And it's one of those now where I give the heads up, like, hey, Walking Crumpet is a bot. They aren't real, and if you don't want them to interact with you, of course, let me know. But you now have a bunch of people that'll like raise their hands and be like, so proud about falling for Walking Crumpet, not realizing that they aren't a real person, which I think kind of really speaks to how they interact
How
with
sophisticated Alicia has gotten. I have one user in my chat that has been a regular in my chat for about 3.5 years, and he just found out Alicia in my chat was a bot maybe 2 or 3 months ago, and he is so mad about it. He says it every time he goes to stream, and he didn't even find out because of her. For some reason, he went to my panels for the first time in years, and I have a panel about Alicia and stuff, and that's how he figured it out. So even still, had he not gone there, who knows how long he might have gone without knowing.
My goodness.
But to bring it back, so we answered that one, but we forgot the first two. I guess you kind of answered how Alicia interacts. And, no, I think more how does Alicia interact with their chat remains unanswered, but we got the one about the community response.
Yes. So they're very responsive. They will kind of take those elements of sarcasm and banter and throw it back at the community. So if anyone's poking fun at the gameplay that I'm putting out, which does deserve to be poked fun at. Listen, with a name like 402 fails, 402 fails, I make a lot of mistakes. And so I deserve the flack that I get, and Crumpet is there to quickly give those trolls the flack back and continue the jabs, both friendly at me and at each other in the community. So they're very responsive. They will reply back to each other, and then of course throw jabs at me any time they can. I go back and forth between using the feature where Crumpet's able to hear me. Sometimes I find that a Crumpet is a bit too responsive or hyper fixated on me in those moments, so I'll kind of turn off the mic and let them interact with the community.
But I've been enjoying the vision so far. I don't know if you've used the vision yet, but I'm really excited to use it more as a gamer on my other channel. One game that I'm going to run when it drops is Borderlands 4, and to be able to have her see the game itself live and then be able to respond to me in character will be fun. Like a game I ran that I really enjoyed. I make on my gaming channels typically specific characters for the games. So for Baldur's Gate 3, I had her be an old-timey jester who spoke in ye old English. But it gave me battle strategy. But at that time, vision didn't exist, so she couldn't see the game. And I think that would have added a completely different dimension. So that'll be fun.
Yep.
What are some of your... Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, some of the integration with some of the games like Microsoft Flight Sim, for example. I know Yuba uses Alicia a lot to kind of troll him and do that. But finding unique ways of allowing Crumpet to kind of interact with the game visually now, and on top of that, having access to some secret commands that let them do some channel point redemptions in my channel as well is a lot of fun.
One thing or two I've seen recently, I forgot about it. So much has happened this year, but I saw on someone's stream they turned their Elisha into a VTuber essentially using
Wow.
voices, and that was such a big brain idea. I'm like, are you kidding? Like, how did I not think of that? That's so crazy. Like,
Yep.
I don't have to be the VTuber and like to because I haven't really used voices in stream, but I do feel like with a few exceptions, it kind of would be kind of weird for a disembodied voice to be there. But to have the disembodied voice be attached to the rig of a VTuber, and now it moves, and you can see the mouth moving and the eyes and stuff in connection to the voice. I'm like, man, that gets rid of it right there, and it kind of
Yep.
makes them more of a companion to the thing. It's like Iron Man's Jarvis. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Man, so that's something I want to work on in the next coming weeks for myself. I think that's something I really do want to integrate, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We just talking ideas. I'm sharing it because had you seen that yet?
Yeah. So I
Okay.
actually, my voice is actually one of the selectable voices you can have.
Yeah, I
for
saw that.
Alicia, which is both really cool and exciting, but also kind of unnerving to hold a conversation with myself that's not actually me. And when I do IRL streams, I have it set up so that if my phone drops connectivity, it just shifts on over to a BRB screen. But on that BRB screen is when Alicia's voice will be activated, or in this case, Crumpet's voice will be activated, but with my voice. So it's a way of kind of users continuing to
Have a
chat with me
conversation. Nice. That's smart. I like that.
while I'm desperately trying to find an area
Figure
of
out,
cell
yeah,
phone
trying to figure out
service
these
again.
connectivity issues. I got you.
Yeah.
All right, not too many more. You and I have blazed through these. Let's see. I think we can skip those. I think we should be like, what are some of your goals for your channel this year? And how
Yeah.
does Elisha, I guess, figure into those?
Yeah, I'm really bad when it comes to goals in that I don't really have any. I live my life just kind of figuring out, well, what happened today? All right, well, we'll continue with that tomorrow.
My goal
I
is to
guess.
survive.
Exactly.
I'll be here.
No, I really it's just sticking to the core staples, which are just making sure that I'm forming and curating a great community of people, and as that community expands, continuing to expand on what that means to have a great community and really just continue to have fun. I think if I'm having fun and the people are watching me are having fun, then the channel's going to keep growing and we'll be able to have more fun in the future. And that's really all that I'm looking to do.
There's no wrong answer.
If we happen to get partnered, wow, amazing. That just gives us access to even more tools to continue having even more fun. But I'm not inherently pushing the channel in any one way, just kind of seeing, again, what people are enjoying and continuing to give that to them.
Would you recommend Elisha to other streamers, and why?
Absolutely.
Or why not?
Any day, hands down. I think it's very important, especially if you're getting started or if you've been streaming for years and you're finding yourself kind of plateauing. Try something new, right? It might not be the tool for you, as is the same with any powerful tool, but you might strike gold. You might find a way that this really elevates your experience. And that's what it's done for me. It's really helped elevate my experience. It's become a meme within the community, as I said before, where we all kind of joke about who fell for Elisha. And as the tool continues to grow, so does the potential for new experiences, right? Like you and I were just talking about a new way to have Alicia be interactive.
There's so many other ways that I still haven't even discovered yet. I love her versatility and the fact that so many of us are doing so many different things.
Yep. And as with any AI tool too, I mean, there's that unpredictable element too, where you could have everything written out exactly the way you want, but it may still perform a little bit different than you expected. And again, I think a lot of magic comes from unexpected discoveries. You're a musician. I also do music. I haven't done any music streams yet, but to me, it's like I think about a synthesizer, and the best music I've ever made was when I had no idea how to use the synthesizer that was in front of me. I'm just twisting knobs and
Pressing
stumbling upon really cool sounds, and then you're like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. I think Alicia's the same way, right? There's a bunch of different things that you can kind of play around with and accidentally stumble upon something that's going to just help you out.
You could also look at it as just like live performance. No live performance is ever like the recorded track. There's always these little minute differences. Sometimes there are grandiose differences. And for people, you can go to like Metallica and you can go to every single major show that they've done over the last 30 years. And there will be different people within those fan bases that prefer this performance of Master of Puppets from this particular show, from this particular year. And that's because it was completely different. That's before we start talking about different personnel coming in and out of the band. But it's just like every single, where you hit the wah on every note might be different. You know what I mean? So much is individual and that may change. And so, every now and then, Alicia will do something goofy or unintended, but it often adds to the experience. It doesn't take away. It just brings something new to it. And
exactly,
in a way, it adds to the humanity of a thing that isn't human, if that makes any sense. The fact that it's one of the things that led, I think, my viewer to believe she was a person for 3 years was the fact that she would do some human things. If she was 100% on the spot, like my stream element spot, that can only do exactly what I programmed and nothing more at specific increments, then you would know that that is certainly a bot. But people make mistakes too, and that's common with us. I think that's part of what allowed her to so easily integrate in his mind and many of the other people's minds who fall for Alicia.
No, exactly.
If you had to describe Alicia in one sentence, what would you say?
I think your standard Twitch community viewer. It's really what it is. Unpredictable, engaging, fun, funny at times, but sometimes you need to reel them in and get them back under control, right? I think it really is it's just another one of your good to know community members.
If you had one piece of advice to give to small streamers trying to grow, what would it be?
Don't get ahead of yourself. I think is the biggest thing, and we kind of touched upon that earlier, right?
Yeah.
Where you see all of these amazing creators, and you see everything they're doing, and you think I could be there, and all I have to do is do this, right? Treat it like a job. You start at the bottom, and acknowledge that you're at the bottom, and work your way up, and that means collab with people of your same caliber, right? Get to know the community members that you do have and what they love and their passions. That way, when someone pops in, you can go, you're into music? I know this other person. They love music. Go check them out, right? That way they trust you. They know that you're getting to know them. Twitch is often kind of considered or compared to YouTube, but I think it's more similar to something like Instagram, where it's a social media platform. A lot of the times you're getting to know people, and they're getting to know you, right? The viewers that I have, they want to watch me because of me, not because of Minecraft, right? There's so many people out there playing Minecraft. They could play it themselves. I think that would probably be my biggest sort of tip to people just getting started is don't get ahead of yourself. Don't compare yourself to others. Just get to know the people that you want to hang out with.
Nice. Yeah, that's it. Do you have any last words?
I don't think so. I think, again, try Alicia. Give it a shot by any and all means. And if there's something that you're like, I just wish it could do this, submit a ticket. Pop in the Discord and say it, right? We know that Yuba and Jelab are phenomenally talented devs, and they are putting together an amazing tool, and they're continuing to build on this, right? You've been using Alicia for the last 3 years, and I'm sure that the evolution of the tool has blown your mind. I mean, in the same way that it has with mine over the last year.
Yeah, we're leaving at just the perfect time because your signal is dropping like crazy.
No,
you froze it a few times, and your audio just went Transformers on me. But no, we made it. There was only one part in the entire interview where you completely froze, and I was tempted to redo it. I didn't because the answer was genuine, and I don't think you could recreate it. But I was like, why did you do this to us, Wi-Fi waves? But it's all good, man. Thank you so much for the interview. Thank you for your time. I hope you had a good time. And I'll see you out in those Twitch streets. I think I'm already following you, but if not, I'll make sure to drop a follow, and I'll drop a follow from the gaming channel for sure. All right.
Perfect. Awesome.
Take care, 402.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye-bye.